driving up along a highway, along a cliffside, and you have the sudden urge to turn the wheel and drive the car off into the cliff. It's l'appel du vide, the call of the void. And it describes that temptation or that call into something unknown. I wanted to do something that I couldn't name. I wanted to do something that I couldn't figure out. Cancel your plans, become your dress, become your bustier, become your trousers. The other thing, too, that became a mantra is this idea that we are light beings having a human experience. There's also the concept of the second self, the self that we present to the world versus the self that, the freak show that you really are inside. People sometimes ask me where the inspiration comes from, and it's different every season. It's not something that, it's not a formula. But something happened at the end of last season, at the end of Agony and Ecstasy. I went out to take the bow. We were in a dark room at the Petit Palais. Beautiful moment. And as I was leaving, I turned around to walk off stage, or walk off the set. I turned around to walk off the set, and I had a literal vision of what this season was going to look like in its final incarnation. I saw the mirrored floors. I saw the color palette. I saw the silver chrome. I saw this need to invert the entire formula from last season. And it was a rare moment that the minute the last show had finished, this one announced itself. Like clothes, it starts to feel like it's a mirror in and of itself to where we are in culture. The most agonizing part of the process is done on a personal level, which is really asking the question, what is our eye hungry to see in an age and in a day or an era where our eyes are so exhausted from seeing so much? what can we put in front of people, and even what can we put in front of ourselves? The beauty of Schiap is that we're not trying to sell you anything. We're trying to inspire you. We're trying to connect with you. It's agenda free other than that. There is no commercial, the commercial success that we're having as a brand is happening naturally and organically. This is such a beautiful chapter of the house, where it's such a specific moment and such a beautiful size and era. When I think about the brands that inspired me to come into fashion, you know, that was 30 years ago, or the memory of brands past when they were smaller, when they were more design-led, more creatively led. And I think if you look at the timeline of Schiap, that's the era in which Schiap is in right now. Grateful for a team that has supported and followed a vision even in the not knowing. Because when we're in fittings or when we're in a review or to be a creative director, the expectation is that you exercise conviction, decisiveness, that you know the answer. And there's been many times this season where I really haven't known the answer. And I've been so grateful for a team that has stuck with me and stuck with the vision of this season, even in the not knowing. So that's the thing. It's such a luxury to ask questions. It's a luxury to not know. We are existing outside of the machinery. Building desire through connection, through creativity. Schiaparelli is a house where you can still ask questions. There are collections that are statements and declarations. This is how people should look. This is how you should wear clothes. This is what it is. This is blah, blah, blah. It's much more challenging to be asking questions in a season rather than making statements. And the beauty of Schiaparelli now is that we are still a size when we can afford to ask questions, which is weirdly such a luxury. Like the luxury of being offline, the luxury of not knowing, I think has become really important for me. And I also think I've been